All right. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Welcome back to Urban Legends. It's Saturday. So, with that being said, I do this every Saturday for everybody that kind of comes in. I appreciate it. If you guys watch this live, or not live, if you're watching this on YouTube, keep in mind I do this live. Join in on chat. You can kind of see what everybody's doing. Oh, coughing. I'm a smoker. It's worst habit in the world. Right now, you get the dirtiest looks. Allergy season. I feel bad for people with allergies. Somebody sneezes in public. I mean, you got people ready to lynch them. It's strange times. So, yeah, Urban Legends. Like I said, nice little stories that I do. You guys are all more than welcome to pop in. Like I said, join chat. Check it out live on Twitch, Mixer. And if you happen to miss it, you can watch it on YouTube. So let's do this, Fire Devil. Man, I got some stories right up your alley there, Fire Devil. All right. I mean, some of these are unique to put it best. All right. So we're gonna start with this first one, and I know a lot of you may already have heard this. This is a story that I found some information on during my little web browsing, and coming up with stories throughout the week. Definitely stop by these different websites. I tell you, they got great articles written by some awesome people. But curiosity.com, allthat'sinteresting.com, I found some information on those. And we're going to start with the baffling death of Gloria Ramirez. See, Ramirez is known as the Toxic Lady. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's a lot of speculation in this one. See, Gloria Ramirez was an extraordinary, ordinary woman. Nothing outstanding special, but a good person. She resided in California. She had 2 children, a husband. Her husband was a reverend. And everybody that knew her said she loved to joke, and they all thought she was a good person. You see, that all changed back in February of 1994. See, Gloria was rushed to the General Hospital when she started having a rapid heartbeat, a drop in blood pressure. She could hardly breathe. It wasn't the corona. This was in 94. And she was mumbling incoherent sentences. And Khaleesi knows her. Yo, what up, Foxy? See, she was having all kinds of bad shit going on. So they rushed her ass to the hospital. Alright? And what makes this more unusual, see, this woman was only 31. She had late-stage cervical cancer in a very deteriorating medical condition. See, doctors and nurses, they went to work on Ramirez right away to save her life. They followed procedures as much as possible by injecting her with drugs to try to bring her vital signs back to normal, and nothing worked. When nurses removed the woman's shirt to apply the defib electrodes, they noticed that she had an oily sheen to her body. See, medical staff, they also smelled a fruity, garlicky odor coming from her mouth. Nurses then placed a syringe in her arm. When they obtained this blood sample, it smelled like ammonia. There were different colored particles, manila-colored particles, floating in the blood. See, one of the doctors in charge of the ER that night, he also looked at the sample and he agreed with the nurses on duty. You know, something wasn't right in the patient, and it had nothing to do with her heart failure. So right now, they're all baffled. See, that's when it definitely took a turn, because a nurse who had been leaning on Ramirez to find the source of the smell, she fainted. And later, she said her face felt as though it was burning. Her fellow staff placed her limp body on a gurney and carried it out of the trauma center. Another nurse felt lightheadedness next, barely making it out of the room before she fainted as well. She also began showing other symptoms. Her whole body began to shake, and she would intermittently stop breathing. Next, you had another faint, and when she woke up, she couldn't control her limbs. See, weird shit's going on around this woman right now that was brought into the hospital. It's affecting staff, it's affecting nurses. A lot of creepy stuff kind of going on. You see, several other staff members, they started to exhibit similar symptoms. Administrators declared a state of emergency as doctors, nurses, and patients were all filed out of the building's parking lot. A skeleton crew remained behind to tend to Ramirez, who eventually did die that night. See, by the time the incident had passed, 23 people had fallen ill. Another 5 would need hospitalization. Even after the patient's death, this night, it even got weirder. And you're like, well, holy crap, this lady had 23 people fall ill. She has a mysterious illness. She smells. There's weird ammonia smelling blood. There's something going on. So, but after she died, in order to handle the body, a special team arrived in hazmat suits. The team searched the ER for any signs of poisonous gas, toxins, or other foreign substances. The hazmat team didn't find anything that could suggest how the medical staff fainted. The team then put the body in a sealed aluminum casket, and an autopsy didn't occur till about a week later. So you got a week later, they had to wear hazmat suits to even do the autopsy. See, Ramirez, the press dubbed her the Toxic Lady because at the time, nobody could get near her body without facing a lot of medical problems. Yet, no one could really put their finger on what the cause was, even shortly after her death. Interesting article. There have been new things that have kind of come to light on, like, maybe how. So, definitely do some research, man. If you guys find that story interesting, check it out. But that is the story of the Toxic Lady. And that one's always kind of weirded me out. It was kind of, kind of creepy. Like, what could have done it? Rip the people? Well, just her. Everyone else kind of recovered. Not to say they didn't have their own issues, okay? And yeah, that's the story of her, man. Definitely weird and creepy. Oh, guess what? All right, what am I guessing? I'm not a very good guesser. All right. Yo, Pro Rays, man, dropping a host like a madman. All right, so my next story. Oh, BL3 is still famous. BL3, one of the greatest games ever made. Love that game. And I don't suck at it. That's why I like it. Alright, so we're going to go right off the bat. We're going to go for a true traditional Florida man. So, as you guys know, my episodes, I always do an honorary Florida man or Florida man of the week. The honorary Florida man, the only thing he's missing is he doesn't live in Florida. Now, the true traditional Florida man, well, we all know where he's from. And the story today is late breaking. Not late breaking, it's probably a little old, but either way, they're still looking for this guy. They're actively searching for information on this guy. And there's not much to the story other than what it is and its weirdness. So, WFLA.com reported, along with ABC Action News, that in Newport Richey, Florida, there's been a naked man. I can't say he's naked, because he's wearing a woman's bra and a hat. And it looks like a sports bra. See, this man was caught on camera over the weekend burglarizing several cars in the parking lot. The Pasco Sheriff's Office says the Donald Duck, naked from the waist down man, he was seen entering a fenced parking lot of the U.S. Water Services Corporation on Sunday. The business is located, as you guessed, Florida. I'm not going to go in details telling you exactly where it's at, but Deputies say the man proceeded to commit several auto burglaries to company vehicles, and then he left the area. Investigators have not yet been able to identify the man, and they released the surveillance images on Thursday in hopes that somebody would recognize him, and if you do recognize him, they want you to contact him. This is one of the images. Definitely go to the websites. They got more. If you're in Florida, you happen to know who the guy walking around with his wang out in a sports bra, breaking into cars. They kind of want to know. And you got a question? Which question, Foxy? Because this guy, like I said, he is Donald ducking it up. Doing his thing, breaking into cars. Probably sitting in your seats with his bare butt, sweating up your seat. Can you friend people on BO3 that's on PS4? If you have a PS4, you can. PS4, my gamer tag's HellKell. Just HellKell. Xbox, HellKell X. Anybody watching, these guys are all more than welcome to join me. Add me as a friend. So, right here, Fire Devil, you still there? Because this next story, man, this one's for you. Alright? Next story I got, man, this is going to be dedicated to the Fire Devil. It's all kinds of sciencey, actual hardcore facts. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that last statement. So, the Popobawa. The Popobawa needs to be made into like a plush. Like one of those little like plush animals people used to collect back in the day. I was going to call them Care Bears, but that's not right. The something babies or whatever they are. People used to go crazy, collect them. Sure some of you have like a horde of them somewhere. But the Popobawa, the Beanie Babies, yes! See, I knew, I don't know why, obviously I collect all of them. the Popobawa, alright, Fire Devil, you got hundreds of cultures worldwide, and they all talk about legends. See, according to Crack.com and the ThompsonSafaris.com, we got some good information on this nice mythical being. Like I said, cultures around the world, they all have dangerous, scary, creepy legends of mythical demons. And you know what? They all swear up and down they exist. And these things, they get the short end. And what up, G-Bear? See, they're blamed for everything from killing livestock, human abductions, their evil deeds, you know, anything you can imagine these creatures do. But specifically, the Popobawa in Tanzania, see, right in the islands of Zanzibar, this is a demon that he haunts locals. And he definitely haunts their dreams. I'm going to tell you, the earliest recorded sighting of the Popobawa occurred in 1965 on the island of Pemba, though accounts of the creature popped up more frequently in the 1970s. They say he's a shapeshifter. It can take on both human and animal forms at will. It gets its evocative name, however, because of its distinctive shadow cast by its outspread wings when it attacks. See, believers say the creature is a jinn released by the Shika seeking vengeance. And unfortunately for the Zanzibaris, the Shika quickly lost control of their spirit helper, who then turned to evil ways. See, it's a one-eyed bat person. Batman, if you will. With one eye. So, according to believers, the Popobawa will creep into your room in the darkest night, and it's going to attack you in your own bed. Sometimes a sulfurous smell accompanies the creature, and occasionally it's heard on the roof, claws scraping before it enters. You see, the Popobawa is a monster that he definitely shows up while you're asleep. And why? Why is he showing up while you're in your most vulnerable? Because he's going to slip you a hard one. he is going to stick it right in your back door. And apparently, he wants you to tell people about this. He wants you to tell everybody. And if you don't, he's going to come back and he's going to do it again. And he's going to be staying longer. His attacks are going to be more violent. And he definitely is particularly fond of attacking non-believers. So, you know what? Start gossiping. If you don't want to get attacked by the Popobawa, yep, and he does attack you, you gotta tell everybody. But you're asking yourself, like, are there other ways I could defend myself against this creature? Yeah, never fall asleep, as some villagers claim to do. And like I said, it wants your butt. It wants to be down deep inside you. And it wants you to go around, it wants you to tell every single person you know that a small one-eyed Batman plowed you. See, strangely, these sightings do happen in waves. Sometimes dozens and hundreds of individuals report being attacked in a given year. Then the creature just flies under the radar, essentially unheard of for several years before appearing again. You'll eventually finish with a hug and a kiss on the forehead. Oh my god. So, the Popobawa. If you're ever in Zanzibar, be wary of it. It's, not a good time. Unless you're into that kind of thing. It's a great time? Yeah. Definitely don't want to go messing around with that Popobawa. That thing is, That's a big nope. Alright? Big nope in my book. You haven't heard any complaints yet? Are you running around in a bat suit? Trying to plow people every night till they tell somebody? That just sounds like there's something going on there, and it's probably somebody in cosplay. Who knows? Yeah, not my cup of tea, Drews, either. He has bear slippers. The Popobawa or Fire Devil? Guy don't... Alright. You? Alright, there's nothing wrong with having bear slippers. I think Ryan Jambo has, the Bigfoot slippers. So, you got that. So, our next story. This guy's going to go down as an honorable mention of a wannabe Florida man. Okay? He's not quite there. He's almost there, but he's not quite there. So, we're going to give him an honorable mention. See... According to HuffPost.com, in New Hampshire, a man has been accused of grabbing a 2.5-foot longsword. See, he grabbed this sword and he chased after another man who asked him to turn down his music, according to police. Dude just wanted to rock out like last week's story. Wanted to mind their own business, just probably rock out to Squirty Politi. Police, I don't know what they're rocking out to. And someone asked him to turn down his music. Fucking mullet probably blowing in the wind. And he chased the dude chased him with a sword. See, according to police, there was a man that knocked on the door of Benjamin Leyland. Dude's 47. And he reportedly became upset and he grabbed a sword. And that's when he allegedly chased the man. The man got away with no injuries, but Leyland was charged with criminal threatening. He was scheduled to be arraigned, and it's not immediately known if he had a lawyer who could speak on his behalf. The Popobawa wanted to listen to a Celine Dion. Yeah, see, that's Popobawa romantic music right there. Celine Dion, rocking out. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So, if you like the story of the Popobawa, I found a couple others, and like I said, these were on crack.com. Just amazing little article that I had run into. And no, you're not looking at a artist rendition sketch of myself. What you're looking at is the Thokolose. The Thokolose is, we're going to say something you don't want to mess with. You see one, you punt it. Alright? And this one, I don't know what's going on with Zimbabwe, but this is another Zimbabwean folklore tale. Alright? The Thokolose, yeah, I'm just going to get into it and tell you about the folklore. Alright? It tells of a beautiful girl who used to bathe in a river in the Manica province and the Eastern Highlands every day. Took a bath in the river every day, which is good for you. It's called skinny dipping. See, a Thokolose who was living near the water, he fell in love with her. And one day while she was bathing, he explained, he said, "I love you, woman." And naturally, she was horrified. She rushed her ass home, right to her human boyfriend, who promptly made his own proposal. He gave her 9 bracelets as a kind of let's get hitched gift. Delighted, she wore them the next day when she went to bathe. So you saw this creepy ass thing in the river. It said, "Hey woman, you're hot, I like you, what your name is?" And you got scared, ran off to your man. Your man said, "Alright woman, since other people dig you, let's get married." So you went back to the goddamn same place you saw this thing? Yeah, see, I'm adding this to my several new countries not to travel list. I'm right with you, Druce. I am right with you. So she went right back down to the goddamn river where she saw this thing that caused her to scream and run. Not victim blaming, but that's you don't do that. See, when the Thokolose, when he saw the bracelets, he grew so damn angry. He seized her, cut off her arm wearing the bangles, and he threw it in the river. Which you're like, "Oh, that probably didn't happen. That's just craziness." But I'm going to tell you, in the 1940s, a prospector named Captain Valentine, which is a badass name if you're a prospector, Captain Valentine. See, he found the remains of a human arm with 9 bangles buried in the sand on a riverbank. And it is still in the museum of Harare as of 1953. So, yeah, not the singer's bangles, not the walk like Egyptian bangles, but the bracelets. Like the friendship bracelets, like me and you have. But 9 of them. So, yeah, apparently the arm with the bracelets, it's in a museum. You guys go check it out. Now you're wondering, the Thokolose, what do they really look like? Well, they're dwarves. And they're covered in fur with long talons, a bony spine reaching all the way down its back from the top of its skull. It also has glowing red eyes and emits a foul stench and speaks in a raspy voice. So you're like, well, that's weird. That's a scary creature. Okay, I can see why a woman would kind of run from that. No, that's not why. You see, it has one butt cheek. And you're like, well, that's kind of sad. It has one butt cheek. But it's not terrible. Why would one really run screaming from a Thokolose? Why would she haul ass and just run? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's because the Thokolose has a penis so long, they have to swing it over their shoulder like they're carrying a goddamn fire hose. And I'm pretty sure any woman seeing that would run for their life. Now, who would win? The Popobawa or... I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I will tell you, fear of these creatures is such that many people, they won't sleep on the floor. They're raising their beds higher by placing bricks underneath the legs. See, what these creatures are known for is they like to bite the toes off of men who are sleeping. And they like to get it on with the women. So if your bed's low to the ground, they're going to crawl in it. Oh, and by the way, they give you AIDS. According to according to these websites. The one website. So yeah, it likes to get it on with its fire hose long schlong and give you AIDS. So some people, they don't even mention the name of the Thokolose for fear of summoning this extremely unwelcome guest. A person can summon onto inflict harm onto another person. And if this happens, a witch doctor may intervene and chase the evil being away, although only the victim and the culprit dealing with it can see the Thokolose. So it's invisible unless it's trying to get you with its long schlong. So I'm going to tell you, in 1999, you had a member of parliament, and ironically, he was the man in charge of security for the country's president, Robert Mugabe. See, he blamed a disgruntled employee for sending not one, but 3 Thokolose to attack him. You also had 6 teachers from the same year, from a school in a town I can't pronounce. They went over and they had claims that a male colleague had summoned a Thokolose to overpower them so that the teacher could have his way and try and get it on. See, like I said, there is an upside though. If you put bricks under your bed legs, it's going to prop your bed up high enough that this little guy, if he has to put effort into trying to get into your bed, he's going to say fuck it. He's going to fuck off. He ain't going to go through that effort. That's too much work for this thing. This myth seems a little fishy because you have to do the same thing. I probably read that comment a little late and out of context. But I'm going to say because of the red eyes. Maybe, maybe not. So yeah, Thokolose. It's going to try and get it on with you, and it's going to give you the AIDS. Okay? You don't want the AIDS. You don't want the Thokolose AIDS. So make sure you're visiting the area. Put bricks under your bed. So this here is a photo that's all pixelated because they're the best images ever when you're talking about creatures that may or may not be Bigfoot. Since no one can ever get like a good, clear image, I decided to put up a shitty picture. Okay? If it's too good of a picture, well, it's got to be fake. But if it's blurry, my God, it must be real. This article I found on Mysterious Universe, and we're going to talk about the Beast of Boggy Creek. Right. The Beast of Boggy Creek. See, out in the wilds of the U.S. and the state of Arkansas, as some of you might say, a hairy creature between 7 and 8 foot tall with incredibly long arms and a galloping gait. Very large eyes, often said to glow, and covered with long, dark to reddish hair. It is said to smell like a wet dog and be very fast. I don't know if he's going to be as fast as Britney Spears, as her claim she's the fastest woman alive. I don't know if you guys have seen that post yet, but she misspoke or mistyped something, talking about how she was proud of a run she did. And the time that she put was, new world record time. You saw him bolt faster. Made him look slow. So, yeah, it was incredible. People were giving her so much shit over it. But I like the Beast of Boggy Creek, man. This creature is very fast. And the creature in question has been seen in the region of Jonesville in the Boggy Creek area, hence its name, in eastern Louisiana, since at least the 1800s. See, the creature became more well-known in the 1940s. And in the 1950s, there were several sightings, including a report given by a 14-year-old boy. This boy said he had seen the bipedal creature with reddish-brown hair roaming about. Because who's not going to believe a kid of the 1950s? They had the most batshit crazy stories. But there was another sighting by a hunter who said he had witnessed a large gorilla-like creature washing its hands in the river in the 1960s. See, in 1965, a boy named Lynn Crabtree, he even said that he had shot the creature. I'm sure you did, kid. I'm sure you did. Although kids do some crazy things. I once had an uncle, man, he's passed away now, but when he was a little kid, like my grandpa decided it'd be a good idea to give him a BB gun. Why not? So he was watching, was it the Lone Ranger, when that was originally on TV in black and white. So he's watching it, he's got his BB gun, and I'm sure he probably had like the Davy Crockett hat, who the hell knows. But he's watching it, and he saw the Lone Ranger getting in trouble. So he shot the goddamn TV with the BB gun. Put a little BB gun crack hole in it. So, yeah. Who's saying kids do the craziest things? So maybe this creature did get shot by the young Crabtree boy. Also, in the 1960s, there was an encounter, but it wasn't reported till years later, which was experienced by a teenaged William Lunsford. At the time, he claims that he'd been fishing when he saw something standing there looming in the shadows, watching him from behind a tree. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a creeper. That's definitely a creeper. So, Lunsford would say of his sighting, the thing was on the side of the road, he had squatted down, and he had a limb in front of his face. And he stands up, he lifts his limb, and then he just keeps standing there staring at me. And he's wobbling, but you can see his eyes. They're as black as coal. It looked like he was reading my mind, and I just thought, oh my gosh. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is the 60s. Oh my gosh. I knew what I was seeing. He sits there for a minute, he teeters, and he turns. Just that quick, in 2 steps, he was in the woods. Because he was behind a goddamn tree. He was already halfway into the woods, you dipshit. Like, oh my god, this story. Okay. So, the 1960s, there are actually quite a few sightings of this creature. And you got one local man named Smokey Crabtree. Must be the Crabtree clan. See, he claimed that the beast would lurk around his rural property at night, unleashing unearthly screams and scaring his dogs. So if your name's Smokey, like, you're automatically, like, you're badass. Dude, name like that, you know he isn't lying. Probably got a spittoon. You could call Smokey a lot of things, but you don't call Smokey a liar. That's Smokey Crabtree. The creature was also seen on several occasions prowling along Highway 71. Such as from one case in 1967. A group of teenagers who saw a tall, hairy, bipedal creature running along the highway. Probably some old dude with the shirt off, just hairy shit. Non-like manscaped. But they're saying it was a creature, so we'll go with it. There was another case from 1969 when a family of 4 was driving along 71. They spotted what they at first took a man to be in a fur coat, but which turned out to be some sort of ape-like beast caked in mud. What kind of fucking clothes you guys wearing if you mistake a fur coat from something caked in mud? Alright, this creature then apparently raised its massive arms to shield its eyes from the lights of the bright headlights, and it just lumbered off into the woods. Yeah. Alright, this monster really gained notoriety in the 1970s. Perhaps the most famous report is that of a dude named Bobby and his woman named Elizabeth Ford. See, in 1971, Ford claimed that he and his brother Don had been out hunting in the woods. And at the time of the incidents, that's, okay. It's not, I doubt it's Slender Man. Alright, it's not Slender Man. It's a dude, probably got his fur hanging out, just strutting, lumbering down the highway, trying to pick up some chicks. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure it was the 70s. Probably had some platform shoes on. See, like I said, Ford and his brother Don, they'd been out hunting in the woods at the time the incident started. At some point, they heard a scream from the proximity of the house where Ford lives. They heard it. They're like, oh shit, that's Ford's wife. So they took off. They hauled ass up to that house. They needed to be investigating what was going on. What up, Bala? See, when they arrived at the house, they found a massive hairy ape-like creature just loitering about, and the two hunters had actually opened fire on the damn creature. Ford even said that they managed to hit it at least once before it went ambling off into the night, probably back into the woods. But I'm gonna tell you, this creature wasn't done, as it would apparently rush them the following evening as Ford was standing out on his porch. Ford would claim that the beast actually managed to grab him. After which, he broke free in a panic, probably screaming like a woman, because that's what I would do if a big old creature came out of the woods and grabbed me. It'd be the least tough guy scream in the world, the sound I would make. So after he broke its grasp, he ran ass home, bursting right through the front door, after which they went ahead and they fired upon the creature again. Ford's wife would claim that the reason she had screamed was the thing had reached through her window while she was taking a nap. See, authorities were notified, but a search of the area turned up no sign of blood or anything to show what had happened even happened at all, except for some scratches on the porch, which could have been the monster or could have just been there. Ford himself was apparently admitted to the hospital with scratches and gashes along his back from the attack. So, between 97 and 98, there were 40 sightings of this creature. And most recently, up to today. So, there are very avid sightings of this creature. That is the story of the Beast of Boggy Creek, and there are so many cool little stories about it. You guys get a chance, definitely check them out. As you guys know, I do keep these kind of short on Saturdays. Saturdays are the only day I do my urban legends. I got an invisible elbow, apparently because of my tattoo. Green screens do work on skin. So, if you guys get a chance, pop over to Twitch, slam the follow, pop over to Mixer, slam the follow, go to YouTube, check it out, check out some of the older videos I've done in weeks past. Check them out. If you guys seeing this on YouTube, come in, join the live chat. I do this every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Have a blast doing it, have a blast chatting with everybody. And if you guys want to go over any of the topics I've done during stream tonight, make sure you pop in Discord afterwards. Otherwise, you guys have an awesome Saturday.